The tablet scene in the Philippines is undeniably thriving right now with new releases both left and right. And two of the most prominent contenders out there are the new Honor Pad 9 and the new POCO Pad. These tablets almost feature the same specs, same design, at the same price. But as you would expect, there are some notable differences we have to talk about. Both devices are priced competitively at under 16,000 pesos. But that begs the question, which one of these is the better choice? What's up guys, Sayer from Yugatech, and today we're pitting the Honor Pad 9 against the POCO Pad in a comparison review. So without further ado, let's dive right in. At first glance, both of these tablets look and feel exactly the same, especially when you take away these covers, mainly because they are both using a unibody metal chassis with a satin-like finish. Both have flat frames and rounded corners for a bit of a comfortable grip, especially when you're using these without the case. The POCO Pad is a tad bit thicker and heavier though, measuring 7.52mm thick and weighs 571 grams. In comparison, the Honor Pad 9 is a bit thinner and lighter at 6.9mm and 555 grams. But obviously the main difference in terms of design is the camera island design and the layout. In landscape orientation, the Honor Pad 9 looks to be aiming for a more symmetrical approach with a centered camera module that houses only its single rear camera. Whereas the POCO Pad goes for a more conventional look. It throws in two large camera bumps on the right housing in its single rear camera along with an LED flash. This sounds like an advantage already, but we will talk more about the cameras later on in this video. Unfortunately, both tablets don't have any ingress protection, so you might want to be extra careful not to spill coffee on these devices or even water. Design-wise, both the Honor Pad 9 and the POCO Pad are just right and practical for a tablet, so both get a point for this round. And at the end of the day, style is subjective. Open them up, and both of these tablets sport a 12.1-inch IPS-level LCD panel with a crisp 2.5K resolution and run at a smooth 120Hz refresh rate. However, only the POCO Pad has support for Dolby Vision as well as Dolby Atmos, offering a more immersive viewing experience. Both tablets are Widevine L1 certified, allowing for HD content viewing on Netflix or any other streaming platform for that matter. YouTube playback can also reach up to 2160p video quality. Outdoors, however, these tablets won't be as visible as OLED screens since IPS LCD panels like these typically have lower peak brightness. Interestingly, the Honor Pad 9 has 8 speakers, making it a bit louder than the POCO Pad's quad speaker setup. Soundstage on both tablets is good enough with decent quality, but the lows, or the bass for that matter, are not as punchy for my liking, which is just natural at this price point. I mean, this is under 16,000 pesos by the way. On the bright side, you can still get a better listening experience with the POCO Pad thanks to its 3.5mm audio jack. This is a rare feature in this form factor and even price range, so this was surely a plus in my book. For added protection, the POCO Pad does get a thin layer of Corning Gorilla Glass 3 for scratch resistance and added screen durability. To complete the tablet experience, both have support for a stylus and a keyboard. However, these accessories are sold separately. With that, the POCO Pad easily takes this round thanks to its addition of scratch-resistant glass for screen protection, and it even brought back the 3.5mm audio jack, perfect for audiophiles. Alright, one of the less exciting features for me when it comes to tablets, especially in the entry to mid-range segment, is the cameras. Tablets in this price range usually have mediocre camera performance, and that holds true for both the Honor Pad 9 and the POCO Pad. The former features a single 13MP rear shooter and an 8MP selfie camera. Meanwhile, the latter also has a single 8MP main shooter but with an LED flash and another 8MP camera at the front for their selfies. And as you would expect, images captured from both these tablets are mid at best. The colors lack vibrance and the details are a bit soft. And more importantly, the dynamic range struggles in challenging lighting conditions. I mean, what do you expect? This is a tablet after all. You really don't want to be shooting like this. Video capture is similarly modest, with the POCO Pad capping out at a full HD 1080p at 30 frames per second, and the Honor Pad 9 offering a spec sheet impressive 4K at 30 frames per second. But that doesn't exactly translate to stunning visuals. While the POCO Pad's flash is a bit handy for low-light scenarios, neither tablet is going to replace your dedicated camera or even your smartphone. They're surely adequate for occasional document scans or video conferences, but don't expect Instagram-worthy shots from these tablets. Therefore, I'll give it a tie in this round. I mean, you should be using a camera or your phone after all. Moving on to performance, both devices are evenly matched in terms of processing power. However, the POCO Pad does go a bit faster thanks to its better chipset. It is powered by a Snapdragon 7S Gen 2, which is a 4nm chip from Qualcomm that can reach up to 2.4 GHz. Meanwhile, the Honor Pad 9 features the Snapdragon 6 Gen 1, which is also built on a 4nm processor but clocked at a lower 2.2 GHz. While this difference in clock speed might not seem substantial, our benchmark results show that the POCO Pad outperforms the Honor Pad 9 in most tests. Particularly in Antutu and Geekbench, the POCO Pad scored over 600,000 points compared to the Honor Pad 9's 518,000 points. In both CPU and GPU tests on Geekbench, the POCO Pad also garnered noticeably higher points. And if you want to check out the full benchmark results, you can see them right here on the screen right now to give you a better idea of how they perform. But putting the numbers aside, both tablets should handle your productivity and entertainment tasks smoothly. Gaming is still a thing, but toning down the graphics settings is a must for the demanding titles like Genshin Impact to enjoy the more stable frame rates. In terms of configuration, both devices offer 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. The POCO Pad has the upper hand here with expandable storage of up to 1.5TB via a micro SD slot. Combining a faster chipset and expandable storage gives the POCO Pad its 2-point lead in this matchup. Now for the battery, the POCO Pad packs a larger 10,000 mAh unit while the Honor Pad 9 is left with an 8,300 mAh capacity. That notable difference made the POCO Pad outlast the competition, reaching 12 hours and 49 minutes in our PC Mark battery test. On the other hand, the Honor Pad 9 only got 10 hours and 46 minutes of battery life. Using our video loop test, however, both tablets achieved almost similar results. The former got 8 hours and 25 minutes, while the latter reached 9 hours and 53 minutes. This test is done with both tablets playing a 1080p video on loop, muted, and at 50% brightness along with airplane mode. Charging is almost the same for both. The POCO Pad gets a 33-watt charging rate, while the Honor Pad 9 gets a tad bit faster 35-watt charging rate. So while battery life is still very much dependent on you guys, the users, having those extra milliamp hours capacity definitely make a difference. Software-wise, the POCO Pad runs on Android 14 skinned with HyperOS. It is a bit of a bummer for the Honor Pad 9 since it does run with Android 13 out of the box. So for example, if both tablets get at least 2 major OS upgrades, then the POCO Pad can at least go up to Android 16. The Honor Pad 9 is left with up to Android 15. As for user experience itself, I think I like the Honor Pad 9's interface more than the POCO Pad. First off, it seems to be running a more optimized OS. Meanwhile, on the POCO Pad, during my first time navigating the device, I knew right there that it's using a simmered down version of HyperOS. And that's evident with the lack of smooth animations in some screens and blurring effects, which the Honor Pad has. Second, there is less bloatware on the Honor Pad 9 as compared to the competition. Not to mention, you can still spot some system ads on the POCO Pad, which is very annoying. A good example would be the app scanner, which automatically pops up whenever you install a new app. And it shows some ads while the app is installed, which no one really wants. I ended up deactivating this feature because it is redundant with Google Play Store's own Play Protect feature. For connectivity, both tablets have all the essentials you want, except of course for cellular. Interestingly though, the POCO Pad is the only one in this comparo that has a face unlock biometrics feature. Finally, we get to answer the question, which one of these is the better choice? The POCO Pad clearly dominated this matchup, offering superior performance, longer battery life, and additional features like expandable storage and a 3.5mm headphone jack. These highlights make it the clear winner overall, coming in at 15,999 pesos. For the same price, the Honor Pad 9 may deliver comparable performance and a smoother software experience, but it falls short in other areas such as lacking expandable storage and even the 3.5mm audio jack, although you do have 8 speakers to deal with. So ultimately though, the choice boils down to your personal take. Which do you think is better between the two? The Honor Pad 9 or the new POCO Pad? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, if you enjoyed this video or at least found it informative, do drop a like and subscribe to our channel to watch more. Also, don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms, which is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And of course, visit yugatech.com to stay updated with the latest tech news and reviews. And you can even read the reviews of these tablets on there. So, this has been Jose. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. And now I am going to these tablets are quite heavy. So, bye-bye.